We have a lot to talk about. A lot to talk about.
So grab a hammer and some coffee and let's build our next tree.
Today's the day that I finally get possession of my apartment, and the contractors are coming on Monday, so maybe we should take a look around. But I'm going to show you the apartment that I just sold that got us to where we are here, which is in Washington Heights of New York City. The Hudson River is literally outside my window. It's kind of cool. It needs a lot of work. I'm changing everything, but keeping a lot. Because, and I'll show you the building and the lobby as we're talking about this. This is an Art Deco era building, 1930s. It has a lot of original details, which is really why I liked it. Because you just can't reproduce this without a huge expense, but the potential is insane. Am I gonna keep it? Am I gonna sell it? We'll see. It's all a process. This is the entryway as you come in to the 5th floor. But here I decided I'm gonna remove these 2 fixtures. They're original wall sconces. I'm gonna sell them, don't worry. I need the money, I need the money. I'm having a desk built here, a built-in desk, and I'll show you a picture of what that's gonna look like. It was an inspiration from another apartment that I almost bought, but I loved the desk built in as a piece of furniture rather than just putting something here, because I think then it defines this space very specifically as sort of a home office. We're gonna do a really cool fixture here that I found on eBay. There's gonna be some space left here because I wanna do a little bench thingy, sort of sitting area to get ready. There's a huge walk-in closet here. It's gigantic. And the closet interiors will be their own project because there's several really nice closets. They just have to be reimagined to make the most use of the space, and that's the whole thing. So I had some ideas for this kitchen that I was like, I don't know if I like the fact that it's like a closed off kitchen or that there's a door. I thought, do I blow out this whole wall here and like open the whole thing up? But I just didn't think it was worth the expense because, well, you probably will never close it off. It is kind of a cool thing to have this defined eating area in here. So this is the eat-in area, and I don't know if you can see, but I've taped off the floor already. I wasn't supposed to be in here, but I came in anyway. And I have ordered this custom banquette that's gonna go into the corner here. And it's a curved banquette that's gonna be about this high. And it's gonna really create this incredible cozy seating area. And I'm gonna show you my inspiration photo. I'm kind of copying a little, but not really. It just, I'm inspired by it. So this is gonna be all seating, and then I have a big 42-inch round table that's going here. And even with all of this, this is still gonna give us plenty of room because you definitely need a really nice walkway into the kitchen so it doesn't feel so crowded. Now the big thing is, okay, don't pay attention to this, don't look at this because I'm selling it, it's going away. And I got a really cool fixture on eBay that is going to be hung in the same spot, just a little higher, but it fits much better with the design of the kitchen. So in here, I am doing a vintage English countryside wall mural that's going to cover all of these walls. And again, when you see my inspiration photo, which I'll keep popping up because I loved it. Listen, if anyone is trying to design, if anyone's trying to renovate, if anyone's trying to do any interior anything, even if it's just a rug, a paint color, a wallpaper, a piece of furniture, Look for inspiration photos. That is the lifeblood of design, because people have done almost everything, or a version of everything that will inspire you. Because you have to find that thing. Like, I see a room and I'm like, oh my God, that is... The picture has to really do something to you. If it does, then that means that's the thing. If the picture's like, meh, it's okay, it's not the picture. Keep looking, keep looking, keep looking. When I saw this inspiration photo, boom, that was it. I was like, okay, that's what it looks like. That's what it's gonna look like. Now, mine isn't quite as dark and moody, but it's kind of dark and moody-ish. My banquette is gonna be this really cool moss green color. It's so cool, it's gonna be cool, it's gonna be cool. And the great thing about this apartment is the majority of the moldings and the ceilings and everything are in really good shape. And they're here already, so I don't have to do that. In the living room, we're gonna add a lot more detail. But for rooms like this, I love it. I'm gonna work with what's here. We'll paint the ceiling and the wall that's not muraled, an accent color that goes with the wall mural, and that color is gonna be carried through the kitchen. Now, if we go into the kitchen, we can discuss what's gonna happen in here. Again, I hope you can see what's going on in here. So basically, this is a very small galley kitchen. And look, the footprint is fine. We can work with it. So down here on the floor, we're gonna rip all this out. So starting Monday, all the cabinet fronts are coming out. All the appliances are coming out. Floors will be taken out. I'm gonna work with these tiles here. I don't know if you can see these white subway-ish tiles with a little border. I kind of don't mind them. They're old, and I feel like I want to lean into what's here that's old. I'm going to keep the countertops. We're going to replace all the fixtures. I'm going to keep the countertops, and we'll update all the cabinet fronts, and I'm going to paint everything this green color that I love. I'm going to show you the floor I'm doing in here. It's going to be this hexagon terracotta in like 6-inch. So the terracotta with the green cabinets, look, it's not original. I'm not breaking any new ground, but what I'm doing is working with the footprint and creating something warm and updated and transform this kitchen from this sort of 80s white box that it is into something really cool. Trust me, I've done this 1,000 times. And in fact, as we speak, I'm working on a house upstate in Hudson. We're gonna go up there. And then I'm working on a place in Philadelphia that we're selling, so we gotta get it ready to sell. And there's another one that's being purchased, and we're going to renovate that to get that ready. That's largely cosmetic, not a lot of stuff going on. So let's go into, I guess let's go into the bedroom. Look how cute these lights are. And again, I don't know if they're original to the apartment, but they're really old. And unless the previous owner just installed all vintage 30s fixtures, I'm going to assume that they've been here a really long time. I'm keeping this one. I love it. Another big closet here, really big, that needs a lot of work. Inside your closets, it's so important to take care of renovating inside the closets too. You really want to maximize, especially in New York City, you want to maximize the space that you've got in these closets because they're pretty precious real estate. Storage, everybody wants storage. Make sure you're getting the most use out of those closets, the right shelving, what is it going to be used for? And when you're redoing your floors, which we are, make sure that they redo the floors in the closet. And if you need to, I would paint inside the closet too. You will be going in and out of these closets every day possibly. It's kind of nice. It's a nice thing when the closet inside is as nice as the apartment is outside. It doesn't take a lot of effort at this point to sand the floors inside, redo the shelving, or do a closet system inside that makes sense for what the closet's going to be used for, and paint it. Don't have it all broken. If it's lighted inside, oh my gosh, that's huge. If you can put lighting inside the closet, which makes me think, I don't know if I added that to my budget. Okay, that was bad. And don't do the fucking battery bullshit rechargeable. Don't. Do a real light. All right, let's go in the bedroom. In case I didn't say when we walked in, this is a one-bedroom apartment. But it's a big one-bedroom. This is almost 900 square feet, this whole apartment. So, this is a big bedroom. This is a really big bedroom, especially for New York City. There's a ceiling fan up here. Again, you can't see it, but I'm going to replace it with an actual, I know this is a huge cardinal sin, ceiling fans. But since this apartment does not have central air conditioning, and the ceiling fan, this one's really ugly and old from the 80s. I'll pop a picture of what I'm doing in here to show you the ceiling fan that's going to go in here. You need it because this has window air conditioner units, or it'll have one. You need to circulate the air. Now I've got windows on this side that face west, and then I've got windows on this side that face north. So the light in here is incredible, and right now it's like afternoon and it's a little cloudy, and I have no other light on, so it's not so terrible. And this is a 6th floor building with a really cool roof deck, really cool. So it's got a lot of light. I got 2 really nice closets that also need to be worked on. They need to be gutted, and the floors have to be sanded. In here, the floors, as through the rest of the apartment, are going to get sanded, and then there's one radiator here that this will be stripped as well. And look, stripping all the radiators and then the railings in the entranceway, look, some people think that that's a waste of money, but it's like $2,000 to strip all the radiators back to original, all the entryway railings back to original metal. I mean, why not? I want to lean into restoring this apartment as much as I can while updating it and making it feel fresh. But you cannot go against what you have here, and that is the detail. The hardware is all original on all these doors. Neurotic people would strip all this wood back to the original. I'm not that neurotic. Would it look cool? I'm not sure. I'm going for sort of the color drenching of walls and ceilings, and then the floors I'm going to sand down to, this is really attractive, isn't it? So the floors, I'm going to get rid of all the yellow that's in these floors, sand them back to original, and then probably do them a light walnut to make them warm. The whole feel of this apartment is going to be warmth. Tends to be my design style is warm colors. I hate white, although the Hudson house upstate might be white, but that's another story. But for here, the projects I've done in the past, I tend to do warm, sort of masculine apartments. People tell me, okay, I'm a boy, surprise. I tend to do boy-ish sort of warmth and colors and feels. I love wood. I love warmth. I love warmth of paints, colors, texture, carpets, fabrics. You'll see, because I've already chosen all the furniture. My furniture is very warm, leather, wood, fabrics that are warm. I'm going green. Green is a new for me. I haven't decorated with green. So I'm going to do a little bit of green in this apartment. It's going to be fun. They did a weird thing previously. All the windowsills have sort of this, I don't know what this is, this material. It's some sort of like Caesar stone, it looks like. I think I'm just going to clean it with bleach. All the windows will get recaulked, and then I'll just freshen it up. I haven't decided sort of window treatments for all these windows. I'm probably going to do some sort of blind or shutter. I'm not sure yet. I have to figure that out. I'm not tending to want to do a drape, mostly because they get so dirty. This is Manhattan, and if you open the windows at all, you're going to have debris flying in. Any curtain is going to get dirty. So I'm going to tend to go with some sort of blind. So let's go into, the bathroom. It's this way. By the way, I just was on a huge walk. There's a park right here. It's incredible. So I feel like I look like I just exercised. Anyway, this is the bathroom. It also has not been updated in a long time. The sink is ugly. This was probably put in at some point. It is coming out. I've got a really cool sink that's going in here. I'm getting a new medicine cabinet, new lighting fixture overhead. The tub is incredible, and it's not going anywhere. What we're going to do, I decided not to glaze or reglaze this tub, because in essence what that is like spray painting with a coating that will inevitably chip and scratch, and it's not worth it. So what I'm going to do is have this restored. This is literally cast iron coated tub. All of the tiles we're keeping. I'm going to lean into yellow. And I'm going to have all these regrouted, because the grout lines, what happens in a lot of places is people grout over grout, and then you wind up getting these really thick, ugly, multicolored grout lines that just make everything look really kooky. And this bathroom has lots of different colors. So this is going to be restored as much as possible. I don't mind that it's kind of old looking. Point being that this is the original tub, and I'm not trying to make it look like a brand new one. And if I sprayed it with an epoxy coating, it's just going to be a disaster in a year or two. So this way, we'll lean into its age. We'll use Barkeeper's, is it called Barkeeper's Friend? And we're just going to polish it up, spit shine it. I think it'll be great. All these stains will come out. I think we'll be good. New sink, new medicine cabinet, new shower rod surround, and the toilet is staying here. I may update, I can't update the fixture part, because this is built into the wall, it's ceramic, but I'll put a new rack on it. It's kind of weird that there's a towel rack in your shower, but I'm gonna go with it. This tile is a perfect example of someone who put a tile floor over another floor, probably over another old tile floor. So this is gonna get all taken up, and I have a very small 1-inch hex tile in white that is gonna go in. So basically, the pattern in here is gonna be white and yellow. That's it, white and yellow. And I will definitely love it when this old sink is bye-bye, the medicine cabinet is bye-bye, and the new lighting fixture is bye-bye. So behind the door is this really funky thing. Forget about this towel rack that I don't know what that is. But behind the door is a medicine cabinet. This is tin. Now, a lot of these old bathrooms have these laundry. This is a hamper, believe it or not. It's original. This, I can honestly say, is original. It's a hamper, see, it goes all the way down here. Hamper, and then medicine cabinet. And this is, I guess it wasn't a mirror, but it's really heavy. This has been painted over 1,000 times, so I'm going to strip it. I'm stripping it, and it has a really cool yellow tile around it. I love it. I love it. And so it needs a new handle. Somebody put a fake handle on this. But these are original, these little knobby things. So I think if I can find these, I'm gonna pop one in there so it looks like a consistent unit. This is a really cool feature. As a hamper, I think it's kind of cool to throw your dirty stuff in here. And then having an extra medicine cabinet gets a lot of light. Let's go back out to the living room. Walking into this apartment, you have a sunken living room, which is kind of cool. And it's big and echoey now. But you can see these floors are going to be incredible when they're sanded. They've got a really cool dark wood inlaid border. The 2 steps down, these railings is what I was talking about. We're gonna take these out next week, and they're gonna be stripped down to their original wood. These are gonna be stripped down to their original metal with these brass finials on. They are not that terribly overpainted, so I think that they will clean up really nicely, like brand new from 1930. So I definitely want them to be restored. Same thing with the radiators. There's 2 big radiators here. They will also be done. What it does is, in a lot of these old apartments, people paint and paint and paint and paint and paint until you've got 400 feet of paint on these walls. In a perfect world, yeah, you could strip all this back to the original. But to me, I don't want to compete with these beautiful floors and try to restore all the woodwork back to original wood when I just don't think it's necessary. I think you can get a beautifully designed interior space that completely reflects this 1930s style without having to uncover every single surface. But strategically uncovering things like radiators and railings and restoring the floors is going to make all the difference. Now in here, and probably throughout most of the space, I'm going to use a color that I'll show you that's sort of a warm beigey, grayish color. Again, just to leaning into the warmth. I'm also going to add to these walls, possibly the ceiling. Let's see how ambitious I get. All the walls are really plain, but I want to do the molding, applied molding, this is what they call them, to these walls. And the applied molding will frame the new sconces that are going onto these walls. I think that will make these floating sconces seem less floaty, because they'll be bound by the applied molding box. That'll do 3 of them across this side, 1 between the windows, and then 2 more on this wall, maybe 3. Maybe 3. We'll see, it's a work in progress. I don't know what else to tell you other than I have a lot of work ahead of me. And we think the timeline is 5 weeks. 5 weeks. And then I will have some place to sleep. But will I sleep? That is the question. Stay tuned. There's a lot more happening. Do you hear how echoey it is? Hello? Pinocchio? Pinocchio? Pinocchio?